Are we live? We're live. I think we're live. We're live.
Yes.
Yeah, we're live. Cool.
I love how
Erica,
sorry.
Are you going to take over, Erica, since you're here?
I started, and I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't realize you started. I was
because
genuinely
you're
asking,
the host.
like, do you want to?
You're the host.
I think Danielle's the new host. Hey everyone, welcome to Roll D5, our special talk show Roll to Talks. Today we have Jenel, aka Boss Jellybean, joining us to talk about Candela, Castleton, and Kowiski. Yeah.
Do I have any of the? I have one that's twins, but that's a Q, not a C. But
it sounds the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's quickly just introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. I'm the co-creator of the channel. On is the creator. Say hi, On.
Hi, my name is On. I'm the creator of the channel. Merry Christmas.
Now, Jenel, tell us all about you.
I'm Jenel, or Boss Jellybean all over the internet. And it's a long list these days. I have my own Twitch channel where I run some APs and also do like some drawing streams. Over there, I'm running a long campaign called Fade Dark Eclipse, where we have two different adventuring parties fighting the same big bad evil guy, but from two different planes of reality. One is in the Shadowfell and one is in the Feywild. It's kind of like a little experiment with an all female and non-binary cast. And then I'm also a part of Castleton, which is a very large TTRPG extravaganza that's been going on the Winter's Tales Twitch channel, with 150 different creators involved. And I'm also doing the website over there for the web team. And then the other thing that I am heavily involved in is recently me, Johnny from Talking XP, and Andy from Margot Mods Games decided to make our own publishing company, where we are going to be doing a bunch of Candela one-shots and things that is going to be launching at the end of the month. Yeah, lots of Candela Obscura, creepy, supernatural stuff. So those are the main things that I am involved in.
All right, let's pick one to jump into. Let's jump Candela first.
Yeah. Okay, let's do Candela. So like I said, I have the publishing company that we're starting up. We were reached out by Darrington Press earlier in the month because they are going to be doing a Candela Obscura week that starts July 26th. And so that is also when we are going to be starting our first Kickstarter and launching our first one-shot. That is going to be, so the first monster we're kind of going with is this really creepy dude called Mr. Nightfall.
Sure, I'll date him.
But he has like very Slender Man vibes. It's like a guy in a top hat, and he's all about fog and stealing people's breath and life from them. It's very creepy, and so we've written a one-shot to go with him. In the original the Candela Obscura core rulebook, there is like a list of, I want to say it's like 14 different monsters that they kind of just bring up, and they have like 2 sentences on each one, but that's it. It doesn't really go more into that. And so we decided we were going to make the Candela Nomicon, which is going to be a one-shot for each one of those monsters. So that's what I'm been focusing on. But yeah.
What led to this?
So Johnny made a bunch of how-to videos to play Candela, which were extremely helpful for me when I wanted to get into it, because it was there wasn't really much out there that kind of taught you how to play. And so I had reached out to Johnny about collaborating on a Candela one-shot on my channel, because I really wanted him to run one. And then after that, him and Andy reached out to me and asked if I wanted to join them on their little writing team, because they had already published The Bleeding Edge, which is a Candela adventure based on all the little notes that you find in the core rulebook that are telling a story throughout the way, which was a big project for them and came out amazing. They made like a whole cipher and stuff with it. It was nuts. So when they asked me to be a part of the team, I was like super excited and flattered, and it's just been a very fun collaboration. They're awesome to work with, writing wise, and yeah, everything else. Now we're like really close friends, and it's great.
Johnny's wonderful.
Yeah,
Candela's how we got introduced to Johnny. Actually, he ran a 3-parter for us back in like November, October.
Technically it was Threads, and then Johnny was like, hey, can we do Candela? And I was like, yes. And
it's a fun
I
game.
think we had him on 3 times in a month aside from that.
How do you guys like the system? Because for me personally, I really like a dice system where I don't have to do math.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
big fan of that. Huge fan of that.
I wish I could use more abilities from the get-go,
Mm-hmm.
is my only thing with it. But otherwise, I guess we only played it 3 times with Johnny, once on a different channel. I can't think of off the top of my head which one. And so I'd like to play it more.
We're going to be doing one-shots for all of the games that we publish. The first one, the Mr. Nightfall one, is going to be on July 29 on Johnny's Talking XP channel. But if you want to play in some of the other ones, we're going to be doing like 14 of them. So,
Yeah, keep me in mind. Reach out to me when you start getting these scheduled, please.
I'll throw my name out there too.
yeah, absolutely.
If you're asking.
I am. Well, yeah. Trying to think what else. Yeah, it's just for those, I guess, if you don't know what Candela Obscura is, it is an early 1900s set, kind of like a horror mystery supernatural thing. There's an entire fictional setting called New Fair that they wrote for it, and you are a member of Candela Obscura, a part of a circle of investigators looking into these mysteries and things. One of the other things we're making besides the one-shots is we're also doing new classes and specializations and things like that. Mm-hmm. Actually, I can pull up.
Me more.
Let me.
Yeah, please do.
Pull
Tell
up
us
the
what
list.
they are.
What we're doing.
Can we take a second to appreciate? No, Micah, don't move that curly piece of hair. You look like Superman. I was about to say,
Oh.
let's appreciate that Superman curl you had, and then you moved it. I was sad. Yeah, it was the star of the show. There you go.
Yeah. This is the longest I've had my hair since like high school, I think. Like, it's not long on the back and sides, but like on top, it's.
So we basically have the same hairstyle right now.
Mm.
Yeah, let me just get rid of that.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. Okay, tell us about these classes, these new classes.
So the ones that we've kind of workshopped a little bit, they're not all like fully done by any means, but like the list of ones that we've kind of touched on that we would like to make. We have a whole range of like support specialties, which would be politician, captain or sailor, not sure yet, engineer, agent, and psychic. And then we have another list of like grouped ones that are like corrupted specialties, which would be telepath, experiment, elementalist or evoker, alchemist, and shapeshifter. Which you should be familiar with the shapeshifter one, Mika, because you were in the one shot where we came up with those.
That was the other time I played, again with Johnny.
So all of them were with Johnny. So
Yeah.
Who here hasn't played Candela Obscura with Johnny?
Has there been a Candela Obscura AP that Johnny was not involved in is the real question. Like, I don't know.
Think so.
I don't think there has
I don't think so. Poor Johnny has personally murdered many of us and shattered our hearts.
So much trauma.
Mm-hmm. So much trauma.
Are you all for causing more trauma with these one shots?
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of trauma. Specifically in the Nightfall one. I don't know. I don't want to give like any spoilers. But I'm trying to think how I can phrase things and not do a spoiler. There are ways where your character cannot just die, but like become what it is hunting, potentially. Which is interesting. Very special circumstances, but we kind of like wanted to like add like this little thing in. And it's specifically that one is kind of like you're chasing the monster, but the monster isn't the real monster, if that makes sense. So it's it's also playing with a lot of human elements and greed and those kind of tropes.
The natural man.
Yeah, you know.
I like that. I love games that let you tease with like those like deeper elements of life. Those I've been finding lately have been really satisfying to play.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can like dig into what makes a person tick, and like sometimes I think in supernatural horror they have the tendency of just being like, this creature's evil, and it's much more fun when it's more nuanced than that, when it's like, this is the reason they are doing the thing.
And the morally gray, where it's like, oh wait, is this person actually a bad person? Are we the bad guy? Am I the villain? I don't think I'd love that one.
If you're playing a TTRPG and you have to like sit there and be like, am I the bad guy? That's a good moment. That's a really fun moment.
Really good one. It's so good. And I find it's hard to pull off. So when people do, I am like very impressed.
How many of the 17 adventures have you written so far?
Fully written, Mr. Nightfall is the only one that we have that's like done, because we're about to launch the Kickstarter. But the other ones we kind of have, we have like a whole Excel sheet of the monster, what like different, this is what they're after, this is what happened, like certain things. And they all actually, you can play them as individual games, but there is an overarching story that links them all together involving another entity that ties in more to the setting and things that are in the Candela Obscura core rulebook. That's really interesting. Yeah, so fully written, fleshed out, done. We only have the one, but the rest of them, like we have like the outline ready to go and stuff to be able to produce them and get them out there. But we're going to be doing each one as its own $1 adventure on Kickstarter, and then there's going to be a ton of add-ons for handouts, and the support classes are going to be something. We've also been thinking about potentially doing dice for each monster, reaching out to a dice creator. But that is not solidified yet, but that's like one of the ideas that we really wanted to try and do. But we're basically going to have like a bunch of different stretch goals, but the actual story itself is just going to be $1. So
when it's supposed to be released?
So the Kickstarter is going to launch on July 26th, which is the first day of the Candela Obscura Week by Darrington Press.
Perfect.
And when we launch that, as soon as that Kickstarter is over, I mean, the core thing is done. So like we can give it out immediately. Some of the stretch goals, I think the same thing with the specialties, we should have that done immediately. Stuff like dice will probably take a while.
But it's like, I mean, for me, going into that, like, I would want the dice, and especially if they are like, especially when it is like specially made for whatever Kickstarter thing that I'm doing, and it's not like something mass produced, it's like, you know what, this is worth the wait, especially when it's a dice maker you really love and adore.
Yeah, we're currently looking for who we want to partner with for the dice, but we have a couple people we are going to be reaching out to very soon for that.
Real good people out there.
Yeah.
Good.
What was the process like of, because you said for each monster it just had like 2-sentence description. So what was kind of the process you went through to make them more robust?
So the way me, Andy, and Johnny work is we kind of get on a Zoom call, normally every Sunday, and kind of just throw ideas at each other originally. For this one specifically, we were focusing at first on the idea. So this creature has like a top hat, and it was white gloves and red eyes, and like those were like the things that are kind of mentioned in the book, besides the fact that it takes people's breath, and that's like how like their life is taken from them. Also, the other thing that's really cool about it is that it has, wherever it goes, it leaves these purple flowers that in the world of Candela Obscura are used as poison. They're like a very special flower that is used to create nightfall poison. So that's another like fun little thing about it. And so we were trying to like take aspects of these little things, and the big takeaway from this one was, what if you stole from death? And that is kind of what we went with. So that's how it starts, is someone steals from death, and it's the ramifications of that.
I am in love with this concept in ways I
fun.
cannot properly describe. I love this. This is amazing.
It's going to be a fun adventure. I'm so excited for people to actually get into it. But then after we like had the initial concept, we all three of us really wrote a lot. Andy is definitely the editor in the group. Like I will write something that's like 4 paragraphs long, and then Andy comes in and cuts it down to like 4 sentences and is like, you cannot be this wordy. That was kind of the process of Johnny will write a bunch and then Andy goes in. Andy's always like, I'm coming in with my cleaver.
You're the type that writes like a novel for a character's background, aren't you?
So
I bet
wrote,
it's
like,
so good.
I did all like the blurbs for our NPCs, and then Andy was like, absolutely not.
Yes.
but it works so well because Andy is very good at just like condensing things and taking like the exact same feeling that it would take me probably like 20 adjectives to convey, and like getting it in there like so perfectly concise with their word choice. And then Johnny just comes up with insane ideas and is always throwing them at us, and sometimes they're ridiculous and sometimes they're absolutely brilliant.
¿Por qué no los dos?
But yeah, that I feel like we're a really good team. It's the first time I've really been on a writing team, and I had a lot of hesitation going into it because I feel like I don't know. I get really attached to the things I've written. But there was one moment where I was writing and Andy was on the same page because we use like Google Docs, and we were writing together in unison and then like also editing each other's stuff in unison, and it felt so like it just clicked really well. It was a very good moment.
Real quick, thank you, GM Justin, for redeeming Hydrate, Melissa for redeeming Big Stretch, and Rara for redeeming Posture Check.
Okay, Posture Check.
Unfurl yourselves, shrimp.
Is Hydrate gonna count?
It's liquid.
Alcohol? Right?
Yeah,
we should do our testing or tasting.
Let's do our.
I'm
okay,
out of
first we need to talk
alcohol.
about Castleton. Let's switch gears to Castleton.
Okay. I'm gonna pour a drink and then we will dive into it.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
one am
let's
I
talk about our first drink. So we're doing. Do we want to do the whiskey tasting as its own separate thing?
Oh, we
or just do,
can.
like in
I think
between
that would be-
subjects.
I think that would be a great way to like round things out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll
I
wait
think that
then.
would be really good. I mean,
Okay.
drink, but I think as soon as we talk games, we can just come be like, all right, guys, we're switching gears. We're talking about alcohol.
Sure. All right, it's probably a good idea for me to talk about Castleton before we start drinking.
Yeah, probably.
It's
That's
so
good.
confusing.
Yeah.
So as I said earlier, Castleton is a huge TTRPG project on the Winter's Tales Twitch channel. The 150 different creators involved. 115, I think, are the actual cast, and then we have a bunch of other people who are all volunteers. Every single character got art done. Every single one, volunteer art from amazing artists. I've been working with Eric, Say, and Logan as the web team, where we have all of that art of the characters, as well as information and bios for every single character up on the website, as well as lore for the world. What else do we have on there? We have, after this stream, I'll be finishing the volunteers page, where everyone's information for that is going to be up there. We also have fun stuff where you can go to the Ko-Fi and buy characters in-game magic items or magic weapons or boons. Very similar. So the whole concept is Bridgerton meets Hunger Games, and the buying people stuff is kind of like the people watching or paying for, like in the Hunger Games when they send packages to people and stuff. But yeah,
it's the craziest thing somebody's like gifted or like done that like you weren't expecting.
Well, I guess the one that comes to the top of my head is mine, because it happened to my character. But I was gifted a magic weapon. However, in game, when we were in the middle of this huge fight scene in a ballroom, I basically looked up to the gods and was like, I need a weapon. And so one of the gods gave me this golden bow of fame and folklore, and I went to go shoot it at this one person. However, the person who was fighting them, fame and folklore wanted dead. So instead of my arrow hitting the person I intended it to hit, it hit the other person. And then I've been blamed for it ever since. It's been a whole fucking thing.
Oh no!
So I have a bow that doesn't listen, which has been the wildest fucking magic item mishap that's ever happened to me personally in a D&D game, but
that is so unfortunate. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, another really cool thing, so I'm a part of, my character is a Vera Armadium, and she is a part of the Armadium family, who are the royals of one of the 3 nations of Arma. And we all have like wings. The women in the family have wings. The men don't. So the other craziest thing that happened was one of my brothers, played by Connor from Cloud Kill Clothing, prayed to one of the gods and got wings in the middle of a battle. So that was a pretty insane magic item that happened. Gosh, what else? There's been like, this game is so stressful. Like watching it, there's so much drama constantly happening, not just action packed with fighting, but last episode, the scene that ended it was the most catastrophic 3-way date I've ever seen in my life. And it was just, you were sitting there like, oh, I feel so embarrassed for everyone here. It's so cringy. It's so, like, I felt so bad for everyone involved.
I guess
So it's
speaking of cringe, so there are several members of the RD5 team who are also in Castleton, including myself, Danielle, Julie, and GM Justin.
And Aetherius.
And Aetherius, yes.
I have to drop out because of scheduling, but I'm jealous.
Julie plays my family's guard. Julie plays Argus. He's like my personal guard.
Have words with them.
My character, the Lemon Priest, Lug Monk, is very awkward.
Put that in.
He's very awkward. I've just been in like an episode so far, 2 brief scenes. But yeah, his introduction, he was. Yeah, just go watch it. It's great, folks. I think it was the last episode he was in.
I think so too. Near the beginning, right?
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle also did a ton of character art too.
Yes,
Mhm.
he did my character.
That's right. I got to see the progress of your character.
He did a lot of the demigods, and I think that fit his style so well because he does like his colors pop so much together. Like his color choice is so perfect, and like the drawing style that he went with was just like very whimsical, and it fits them all like so well. He did an amazing job.
His talent is unmatched because we did for Pride we did Morkborg, which was Morkborg, and all of the promo art and the layout was done by Danielle, and we need to get that shirt.
I know.
We need to get that
very
made.
strongly want that shirt made.
I just need Danielle to say yes, let's do it, and then we can get it done. So I'm gonna harass him later about that, because I will also purchase it.
Yeah, that was a great stream to watch. I had so much fun watching that.
Such a good stream. Oh my gosh.
Fun.
I told Danielle, I was like, because he did so well, because we have our lines and mails, we have certain things we do and do not do, and he's like, Anj, you like it? I think I did pretty well sticking to all of our stuff. And I was like, you did great. How about in October we do an even more intense game? And he was like,
do it.
I'm like, yeah,
Do it.
like, let's do it. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, what else can you tell us about Castleton? That's not too spoilery.
I have actually a huge announcement that I can give you guys about Castleton because AJ technically
A
said it
scoop.
yesterday.
Oh yes, yeah.
So originally Castleton was only going to be 9 episodes long, and we were going to end on July 27th. However, that is now the mid-season finale, and we are going to be re-picking it up in November. I believe, technically, I have this written down somewhere. November 2nd, we will be back for the second part of Castleton. And she was like, and it's going to go on till it's done, and we don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
So, because this whole, and so I had known that was going to happen, I want to say 2.5 weeks ago, because she had been talking to the web team about it, because we have things that we want to do during the break on the website and stuff to keep people engaged and things like that. But I'm so bad at secrets. I'm so bad at them. And so like I'm like so stressed, like I can't tell this to anybody. And I've become extremely crazily close with the characters who play my family, Gloria and Justice and Connor. And so like not telling them that was so hard because we talk every single day, so, like constantly throughout the day, even though we're all on different parts of the globe. So it was just like constantly being like me, like sitting here, like I gotta tell them at some point, like it's gotta happen. And so when AJ said it yesterday, I was like, thank God. I thought she was gonna hold it until the 9th episode.
You're the
explode.
You're the Tom Holland of the Castleton universe, just ready to spill the secrets.
Yeah, I almost was. I came real close a couple times, but I didn't.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Let's switch gears now to the unscripted portion where we will drink and chat about whatever the fuck we want.
I don't know how to improv. This is crazy. Oh my goodness, I'm so unprepared.
All right, so Jenel and I are tasting a bunch of different bourbons and whiskeys.
We are.
So let's start with our first ones.
I ran out of alcohol and didn't have time to go to the liquor store.
I specifically chose ones that I've never heard of or never tasted before, and was kind of like, I'm gonna pick fun names. So this first one is called Blade and Bow.
Ooh.
And it is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Justin, we have a script.
We're gonna try it.
Yes.
My first one is Old Durbar. 2 continents, blended reserve whiskey. It's English grain spirit and 8-year-old Scotch malt with spring water from the Himalayas, finished in Europe.
Fancy.
Oak Oloroso sherry barrels in Nepal.
Oh,
That sounds great.
My sister travels the world for work as an international recruiter for a university, and so she brings home fun things sometimes.
Nice.
All right.
I'm not good with whiskey or bourbon. I just, as soon as I drink it, I just go. So
So
I'm a cocktail bestie.
I have diabetes and I shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. However,
Cool.
What?
Yes.
Are we gonna
Well,
kill you?
fine.
Is that what's going
No,
on?
Let me
it's
just
fine,
write
it's
down the
fine.
time and
The-
date.
Cara.
Let's see how
It just
far
means
we
I
are, 45
can't
minutes,
have like
10
cocktails.
seconds.
Like I can't have things that have a lot of sugar in it and like so like the cocktails I can't do. But once in a while I'll have an old fashioned, but I'll use maple syrup or agave nectar instead. And that's good. But this is like the only thing that doesn't kill me, so
Okay, now I
That's
feel
why.
better. I was just writing it down, for legal purposes. I'm kidding. I wrote the times right down so I could get the screenshot of me and Mika's reactions to use for the YouTube card.
All right, Jenel, what was the last TTRPG you played?
literally Candela Obscura yesterday. Oh,
Okay.
I stabbed Johnny yesterday. So,
Speaking of, I had this fun day
Okay.
yesterday where I stabbed Johnny.
we played
No follow-up.
just no explanation.
No follow-up,
No.
no explanation.
But yeah, we played X's in the other game. Not that that's why I stabbed him. I feel like that came off wrong. Technically, our characters are still in love. They were just X's because my character had a spirit living in her from a woman he killed. The relationship was complicated. So she, in the finale yesterday, took over my body and stabbed him and then ran off. And it was very emotional.
Can one
Y'all
gift
should watch it.
another character therapy?
I definitely gifted him trauma.
That's good enough.
Oh my god. What was the game you played before that?
Dungeons and Dragons, because I'm a part of a group. On was almost in the same group with Crit Eat and Grin, where we're doing a GM roundtable where we all GM one game and take our characters from level 3 to level 20 in
Oh, sad that didn't work out.
in 7 episodes though. And so we had our first game of that before. Oh gosh, when was that? It was last week sometime. I'm bad with dates. But that was very, very fun. I'm basically playing like a muscle mommy in that one. I'm like a Goliath barbarian fighter.
Okay.
Is there a class that you stan? Main class?
Druid. I've been working my way through every single druid subclass. It was my first character was a druid. I have one now that is a Circle Wildfire and a Strahd game. I just think the class is crazy versatile. You want heals? I got heals. You want tank? I got tank. You want high DPS? I can do anything. So
I'm slowly getting more into druids. At first I'm like, oh, I don't like this, but I've played them a few times now in the past 6 months, and I'm into it. Yeah.
What was your initial hesitation? What'd you not like about it in the beginning?
It was just, I don't know, because most of the time I GM.
Okay.
And so I almost rarely get to play, and for whatever reason, Druid just didn't seem fun, I guess.
Wild to me.
I'm kidding.
Continue.
I don't know. I was just hesitant. I don't know. Like I don't want to wild shape, all this plant stuff, blah blah blah. Like I like Artificer. I like Warlock.
Warlock
But
is fun.
I don't know. Then I actually played one. I started the last druid I played was they were multi-class druid and ranger.
Okay, that's a good combo.
Spores
Get your
druid,
wisdom.
swarm keeper ranger.
Hell yes, that's such a good comp. Those synergize really well together.
And then I learned this from TikTok. This great combo. I cast the spell that creates rough terrain that you step in the box. That's 2d6 damage.
Yes.
So did that, hit with Thorn Whip to pull them towards me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4d6 damage right there. Because I hit them, I could use my swarm to then push them back or move them any direction for another 10 feet for another 4d6 damage. And I single-handedly took out at least half the boss's HP. And I felt so proud of myself. I'm like, okay, yeah, I stand the druid now. I get it.
Do you guys play Baldur's Gate 3 at all?
Oh.
I don't have a setup for it. I have a Mac and a PS4.
I have a Mac.
and a 5.
Yeah,
I
you
play
can
on Mac. It's great.
Excuse me,
What?
like the photo of
I'm
my
playing on a Mac.
I've-
It's fantastic.
No, I've always been told, like, no, your Mac probably won't be able to
No,
run it.
No, you're good.
People are
You're
just.
fine.
It's like a PC versus Mac war, and it's the dumbest thing.
You're stupid.
What the fuck? Okay,
Yeah, no, you can play
cool.
just fine on a Mac.
Oh yeah.
I guess
We gotta
I'm
get you
gonna
set up with Baldur's Gate 3.
save my pennies and buy Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, do it.
Do it.
I've been so jealous. Like everyone else is always like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate this, I'm on my 5th playthrough. And I'm like, cool, I don't have the right hardware for this. I guess I'm just
Aw.
not gonna be a Baldur's Gate girly. That's fine. No, it's whatever. I'll be hipster, I'll do my own thing.
Screw
Watch
people
me
who told you that.
play
That makes me so
Persona
angry.
5
Yeah,
Royal for the
that's
5th
messed up.
time.
All you have to do as well is
To be fair, that's also a good game.
you can look up just like so like my husband is doing his on the Ally, the portable Ally, and he just looked up configurations for how best to run it on that platform. With that, you just have to do the same, like what configurations and settings are best for running Baldur's Gate on a Mac, and it'll have you
Okay.
just update.
I have to re-download Steam.
Probably a good idea.
Well, that would be important to have Steam.
My cat is curled
Steam-
up. Let's see if I can.
So it's
My cat is
Steam
curled
Link?
up
That-
right here.
I mean, now's
My
probably
lap.
not the time to download it, but I had it
In the
on my
middle of this
laptop once
interview.
upon a
Right
time.
now. Do
Right.
it right
Now.
now.
Oh, is it Steam Link?
Mika starts moving like this.
Where,
Yeah, he starts freezing.
yeah, Steam Link allows you to play your Steam game across all your computers. I don't think that's the thing I'm actually looking for.
No.
Where's just plain old Steam on here? Why did I get rid of it? Oh, I know why, because I never actually play
Well,
it.
now
I'm
you're-
sorry, no, I'm not doing it now. We've got some questions from the audience.
Maybe
Great.
that.
So, first we'll do, what is your go-to character archetype? And while we do that, let's also introduce our second whiskeys.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Hmm.
Let me switch this out.
This is a local
I'm
one
not gonna
to
remember.
northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area I'm in. New Riff, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Kentucky
I-
bourbon whiskey.
I am opening Monkey Shoulder, which is a blended
Ooh.
malt Scotch whiskey. And I believe Danielle told me earlier that this is really good for old fashions.
I don't know if I trust Danielle though. He really.
Oh, can I not?
No,
hold
do
on.
it.
Let me ask my.
Oh, we're asking the professional.
Oh, okay.
Do it anyway.
Smells really good, actually.
Go to archetype.
Yeah, Danielle drinks vermouth straight, so I don't trust him.
I'm sorry, what? Is that even what?
Is that even legal?
Is that
Yeah, of
Is
course. So we're all even Nat 20, who is in tech right now, is also shaming Danielle. So Danusi, you're being shamed.
It's a choice.
Yeah, if someone could clip this for me, then we can
Yeah.
send it to him. Anyway, yeah, let's taste
We'll
these
say
second
this,
ones.
this smells amazing and tastes pretty good.
Then tell me about your favorite archetype.
Gosh, what is my favorite archetype?
Okay, okay. Archetype by what means?
I assume like we're talking about like a trope that we fall into with our characters.
Yeah.
I do love playing like a little weird goblin mode person a lot. Like a chaos gremlin is definitely my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I played in a game with On where I was a Kenku and used a soundboard the entire time.
Oh my gosh, that was fucking amazing.
And so when I get the chance to like do a comedy character and just like go insane with it, that is definitely my comfort zone. But I also enjoy I like to also dive into characters that are very different from anything that I've played before. Like right now I'm kind of, for Castleton, I'm doing like a spoiled princess thing, which is definitely new. More of me just throwing my younger self into a character than anything else. But yeah, definitely my favorite archetype is little chaos gremlin. I'm making a character for Somebody's Heroes, which is run by Eric. That is going to be she was an experiment that someone took a gelatinous cube and tried to make it sentient, or like more humanoid and sentient. So she's just a goo girl. She's like a plasmoid goo girl. That's all.
We're playing together.
Oh, are we? Oh yeah,
Yes.
we are. Oh my god, yeah.
Look,
yes.
we all do a lot.
Look,
I'm
there's too
going
many
to be-
projects.
I'm using that druid ranger multi-class specifically for that project, actually.
That's so good. My girl's like technically draconic sorcerer, just so I could get like all the acid damage and stuff. But my main thing is that I'm gonna get the meta magic feature where you can change the like type of damage something does, and I'm going to throw a fireball that's acid, and that's all I want to fucking do. It's like and I'm just gonna be like gelatinous cube bomb. That's the entire purpose of this character. But
So good.
yeah, I'm
My
excited for
archetype-
that chaos.
Oh, sorry. I go two ways. I either go sus British
Sure.
person or chaos gremlin. There's it always starts one way but ends up in one of those two.
Mhm.
There's no in between. I'm learning to have range. Is this
Really?
currently done?
Last time we played together, you were like seductive sus British person.
Ranged. I just added seductive in there.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's Lilith from BTM also. Shit. Crap.
So here's another one from chat. How do we compare playing offline versus online? What drew you to actual play?
Oh, that is a great question. You go first.
So what drew me to actual place was I had randomly told in front of a bunch of people, I'm a gamer, you won't see me outside very often, ha ha ha. And then my friend Asha came up to me afterwards, or she became my friend after that, was like, have you ever played D&D? And I was like, I'm not that kind of nerd. And so this was, 6-7 years ago. Reggie, we do not pull out cords. We do not.
It's impressive that you can pull out a cord.
And I know, he's like, look, that's sugar.
The talented cat.
He's very talented. He's gonna try and eat my plate of strawberry sugar. And was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a live stream. Do you want to be part of it? And I'm like, I've never played before. And just like, that's totally fine. Other people are gonna be learning alongside you. It'd be good to have that, first time player and season player thing. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So from then forward, at current, 95% of any time I play is either streamed or recorded for content.
Damn.
And I've played a handful of games in person, and I prefer online for one big reason. I can just boop and I'm done. I'm home. I can go downstairs. I don't have travel time. Like, it's great, meeting people in person and doing that vibe thing, but I like not having to travel. And
I completely get that.
I can just be done, have my social time, and then go downstairs. Be done. So me, I'm very awkward in person playing because I don't know how and I don't have much experience.
For me, it was very opposite. I played my first game of Dungeons and Dragons in high school, senior year. A bunch of friends came over to the house and we ran a game Within the first hour, I had gone to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, my friends were trying to sell my character to a troll to get across the bridge. What? To it? Yeah, no, they're all assholes. I love them to death, though. I came back and they're like, I'm like, we're at my fucking house. You can't do that.
I'd be so mad. Reggie.
But then we stopped playing for a while. Everybody went off to different colleges. We all ended up moving to different areas in the country, and a couple years went by, and then one of our friends, JJ, was like, we have not hung out in a while, and this is not acceptable. Like, we're gonna start playing D&D online together. So we, like, all my friends, we just kind of picked it back up, started playing D&D a lot, and that went on for 2 to 3 years probably off stream. And then two of the people in our group, Mike, who runs all the D&D meme accounts on Instagram, so Dungeons and Dragons memes, D&D memes daily. What's the other one? Crit Fail memes. He was one of them, and then the other one is Donnie Knowles. They're like my two best friends, and they both went to school for directing and movies and all this crazy talented stuff. They're insanely talented. And when we were playing D&D, they were basically like, hey, why don't we make a podcast? So we started a group called Abandoned Quest, which was just all of our best friends. And we did a podcast, which was Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And then like halfway through that, Mike decided he wanted to start running Curse of Strahd. So we decided to make a Twitch channel, and that's when I started doing APs. But I've been doing Abandoned Quest since 2017, I think. But this is the first year I've been on other channels and branched out and made friends. So
same, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that was me last year.
Yeah, so this has been crazy. It's been great meeting all of you guys and like making friends so quickly in this space. And I didn't think I would be able to get to meet this many people and be involved in this many projects, and it has been a wild year.
Thank the gods for threads.
Yes, threads, honestly.
On, like,
changed my life.
Changed. It's amazing.
So, yeah, that's been...
Here's our next question.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any TTRPG systems you haven't played that you're excited to try?
Oh my god, so many.
Let me pull up our Google Drive.
Entire backlog. Yeah. Let's see. There's Absurdia. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say one of them with Mika is gonna be Stoneburner, that I'm really excited to GM. We had to cancel it because the original date, because issues and motherhood and things. But we had some amazing art made for it. I can't wait to dive into that game. That system is so cool. It's dwarves in space, and my players, that Mika included, decided we were going to make a strip mall on that the dwarves are in. It's like an abandoned mall on an asteroid. That's the setting of our horror campaign.
I'm playing a robot who sings.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very Linda Belcher.
The other one I'm really excited about. Oh my gosh, I completely blanked on the name. I have the book somewhere. Wait 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys talk about your thing.
Okay.
I've been lucky that we've been playing a lot of the ones that've been on our lists.
No, we haven't.
Well,
not the older stuff.
Well, okay. You meant what I knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
What did I miss?
I've been insulted.
Why? That's so mean.
I said we've been lucky to play a lot of games that've been on our list. And Mika was like,
No,
I was like,
we haven't.
We're
we keep playing new games to play, and then we ignore The ones
The
that've
list?
been there for a while.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see,
like
there's
my to-be
Mass
read
Witches,
list.
there's Ink,
Hold
there's
up a minute.
Rune,
Hold
there's
up.
every time I go to
Arcadia,
a Barnes and
Mika,
Noble.
You've been in
there's
charge.
Cowboy Bebop,
the games.
There's a Cowboy- hold
Guide
on,
the
hold on.
RPG,
There's a Cowboy Bebop game?
Dot's
Yes.
Dungeon. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Wait, excuse me.
It was on Kickstarter like a year ago. But yeah, I've got the digital file and stuff.
Mika, you've been in
Yeah.
charge of picking the games the past 2 months.
Oh, that does
This
feel like
is
it's on you.
2 months.
2 months.
And it's
Well,
still
okay, you've been in
we're
charge
going
before,
through
but-
a
Okay.
different backlog for this.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How about this?
And then like I'm also
it's on
asking
the
other
record
people
fully.
on the team because I don't want to be the only one picking. So like I'm asking people on the team too, like, hey, is there something you want to play too? Because I don't want to just like force these games on y'all. Like
Okay.
there's something you've been wanting to run.
But
I
he-
can
how about-
confirm this because I was listening to them talk about this before we went live. This is true.
How about this, Mika? You get to pick 1 game a month that is yours to pick that we play. And you can pick it from our backlog. Our further back.
You know what? Starting in September, we're playing more games a month, which I'll be
Yeah.
choosing. So we'll get to them.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
sounded like a fun thing, but you
Compromise.
said it like a threat.
It did sound like a veiled threat.
Like,
and I'm
we're playing
concerned.
more games.
Didn't mean to.
We're gonna have so much
Okay.
fun.
We'll consider that our announcement
Oh.
that starting in September, we are playing more games a month.
That
Guess
sounded
what?
nicer.
You're getting-
That's what I was saying.
You're getting more than 4 streams a month of RD5
We
games,
are-
aside from like,
Yay.
you know, detox. And
Yeah.
now I'm really hot. I'm turning on my portable fan.
We on
I'm
August we are
sweating now.
pulling back. We've got 3 main games, the 1 solo game with Nat 20.
I'm eating.
Because we just can't we need to rest and we just keep this is my fault. We just keep not
No, okay, here. Mika, don't talk
Wait,
about
you
yourself
need
like
to
that.
rest, so you're adding more games?
Yes.
I'm trying
not
not to play at all in August
Does it?
because
I was
I've
actually
got
very proud. So,
this is my 3rd one,
We-
Woodford Reserve.
Oh,
dear
I
God.
will
Um,
try my third.
So, we have been wanting to play more games a month anyways because we have such a huge backlog. And I'm going to give Mika a massive amount of credit here for the biggest and best ideas that have ever happened on the channel have been from Mika's brain, which is moving to purely indie TTRPG content,
Mhm.
the solo RPGs that we just did, and
Yeah, I gave
now
us a
playing
week
more
to
games
put
a
that
month.
together. I am
Yeah.
so sorry.
It worked though. I might have had a panic attack or 2, but it worked.
Yeah, you're not I did too.
But
My
it
But,
third
worked.
like,
is
we've got
Quins.
very little time to do that. Oh, what is it?
Oh, it's Quinn's. This one is a local brewery near me. It's a Carolina whiskey.
I love that. So yeah, now that we have more people on the team who could do tech, we're
Mhm.
like, okay, now is a good time to do it. Because for a long time it was just me, and then it was just me and Shadow, and now we've got I think 4, 1, 2, 3, we've got
5.
4 or 5, yeah, 4 or 5 people that can
Oh,
run
nice.
tech, and it's
There's
been
like a whole team there.
huge.
Yeah,
So
that's
we were
half
giving
fun.
ourselves until we needed kind of like an emotional break from Pride Games because that's just a huge ordeal, especially doing a whole month of
Yeah.
charity stuff.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, September, we can start with 5 games. And so you'll expect those not on Wednesdays, but we'll do additional Mondays as well.
Cool.
So
That's exciting.
that's what we're gonna do. I'm excited because we have a lot of games to go through. So I think for the Monday games though, we should especially do those like games that have needed to been the games that have been out for a
Backlog.
while. Yeah, that one. Those ones. I forgot how to word.
You're good.
We'll
Words
do
are hard.
Flashback Mondays.
What?
Flashback Mondays.
Flashback Mondays. I like that.
Mika's Mondays.
Mika's
Except I can't do
Mika's Mondays
I
is
can't
pretty
do
good.
Mondays.
That's
I
it.
can't do
Nope, I'm
Mondays, though,
sorry.
'cause
It's
I've got-
official now. You
Okay.
started this.
Change your schedule.
I've got okay, will you tell that to Johnny?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I've
Well,
got
I
Misfits on
did know
Mondays.
that you do have those.
You guys are in
streams.
the end game though, aren't you?
We are. I don't
We're
know
in the end
when
game
that's
now.
Just
gonna
go
end
kill
though,
Strahd.
because
Yeah,
we
just go
spent
kill
like the
Strahd.
entire
Just kill.
session using stone shape
What?
to create a little underground cave under a river so Strahd couldn't get us. So
Same.
it could
No, you
still
have
take
to
us a
kill
while.
him. You have to go kill him. You're not supposed to hide from him. You gotta go
Yeah.
get the vampire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the big
Um,
bad.
It's, I don't know. Sorry, we just totally took over talking about Roll D5 stuff.
I mean,
Now tell us
that's
more.
good because
I love
that's
hearing this.
part
This
of
is
this
fantastic.
because people need to know what's going on with the channel and changes
Yeah.
that are coming. And it's nice that it came up naturally. So we have a lot of games, and we have Mika to thank for all of our really big and like really successful things that have happened on the channel. Don't smile like me when I get nervous.
I'm just copying one of my 5 favorite emojis.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, the game that I forgot the name of earlier.
Oh,
is
yeah!
Salvage Union.
What is it?
What is
I'm
that?
Salvage Union.
Okay.
So it's about scouring the wastelands and building giant fucking robots. So it's a whole book of there's so many different robots you can make in this, guys. And then you have like your archetypes of your characters, and they have like these advancement trees. So you're all scavengers making this stuff, and yeah, there's like I think there's 30 different robots you can build in this. These giant mechs, and then you're
Ooh,
fighting
the
against big fucking kaiju guys.
Yes.
I think we should maybe add this to our list because I like robots.
It's real
Yeah,
good.
let's add it to our list. Fuck.
I mean, what's the point of having an indie RPG channel where we play test games if we don't have a massive backlog? We'll never
Yeah.
run out of content.
You're good.
So the skill trees reminded me
Yes.
of this, but I'll get to my answer. Is there a TTRPG you've played that you just did not care for?
Huh. Yes.
I don't think I'm legally
actually.
allowed to talk about it.
Okay. I need to clarify. I love watching other people play this, but I personally did not like playing it. The official Star Wars TTRPG system. It is, in my opinion, too complicated with it, like unnecessarily complicated with its dice rolls. How like certain dice counts like cancel out other dice, and then you have to either buy special dice to play it, or you have to get the app that like changes it for you based on regular dice. I don't know. I think it's like overly complicated and unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I'm sad about that because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so it like hurts my heart to say this, but I'm just not a fan. Though I have watched it. I think the channel I watched on was the 2B Dice channel because Matt, who plays Arialoth in Castleton, is on that channel playing the Star Wars game. But watching it was very fun. I just didn't enjoy actually being a player or a GM in it. So
If a game like that, especially like in an indie system, is requiring you to buy special dice to play it, that's an automatic like ick for me, because it's like, okay, that makes a whole lot less accessible to people because everybody's got the classic set of die.
App either. Like,
yeah, that's icky.
My last ex wanted to get into GMing, and his first try was with that game.
Oh,
that's a rough start.
I also backseat GM'd him, yeah, which didn't help. But I was getting so frustrated. That was definitely near the end of the relationship.
Probably compounded that.
Yeah, I blame that game for the failure of the relationship and not everything else.
God.
Look, if a TTRPG or video game hasn't ended at least one relationship, have you ever been in a real relationship?
But okay, so skill trees, my favorite, or the game I just did not care for. I guess there are 2, but the one I'm going to talk about is Quest, and we have played Quest for Couch Stew. The skill
Oh,
trees, like, it's
yeah.
interesting. I just did not like the system.
I didn't either.
It just, like, if we continue that, I definitely would have wanted to do a different system because Quest was just not it.
It was both. It was like a little too simplistic at the same time. It was just kind of like it needed more structure to it. It
Yeah.
was you had like so when you level up, you did it through trees, but
And you're supposed to level up, like, after every session.
yeah, and it was a little. You became OP really, really fast, but at the same time, the way that you used the skills was kind of weird. It had to be under like specific circumstances or these
Very
types of
situational.
things. Yeah, very situational. So it's like it didn't make a ton of sense when you
Okay.
tried to level up to pick what you wanted. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. That wasn't the greatest system
I've heard
ever.
of it, but I've never played it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't it's not a bad system. I just wasn't for me.
There's
Yeah.
so many out there that it's okay.
Yeah.
We have other ones to try.
Exactly. There's a lot out there. Oh my gosh, it's like that's what we do. We show you different systems that you can try out.
There's a game I
Circle
want us to
around.
play because I'm currently for Tabletop Tail Spinners. I'm recording a podcast where we're playing the Relic system,
Ooh.
which I'd like to play on the show. That
I've
Chris
heard good things
actually
about that one.
submitted to us. Yeah, it's So I'm playing right now with Andy actually. Andy,
That is who I heard the good
Rara,
things about it from.
Yes, Rachel, and Juicy also.
Oh, that's like
And
a good cast.
we are so into it. Like it's you like at level 1. Oh, and right then Andy just messaged me about something else. That's hilarious.
How convenient.
Like at level 1, you're not squishy like you are in D&D. Like you can still do cool
Interesting.
shit, but you're not OP. Just in general, I like you can use mana or your I guess not your health to feel your mood. Let's see if I can get this to do. There we go.
Oh my god, what?
But it regenerates on each turn. And like I love that for one. It's a D12 system. So yeah, Relic. Go out there, play Relic.
It kind of sounds like someone took a video game, like a Final Fantasy game, and was like, I'm going to turn this into a TTRPG. Is that like
Yeah.
that like, kind of vibe?
Interesting.
Or like Kingdom Hearts or something? Like if you're tracking
No.
mana and stuff?
Well, I get it's really not that difficult though. Like
Okay.
a lot of it would at first glance you're like, oh, this seems complex. It's not. Like the health track bar at the bottom, you look at it and you're like, oh, this sounds complex. It's actually not. Like
Okay.
once you actually understand it, you get an example like, oh no, the health is actually really easy to keep track of and stuff. Maybe
very
next time I'll get Rara, Juicy, Andy, and Rachel for a detox coming up after the first episode releases.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's free. It's a free system.
Oh, well, I love that. I love that for
Yeah.
everybody.
I think Chris is going to do a Kickstarter for the adventure that we're running. But yeah, you can find everything online. Easy to
That's
pick
awesome.
up.
Nice. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. So, yeah, Jenel, is there anything you want to bring up that I didn't ask about? Any past? I don't know what I was going to say. Any past secrets, game secrets
Past secrets.
that you
game
never got to tell your
secrets.
table for whatever reason, or like a really
Ooh.
cool reveal you did at a table?
I'll share this. I have a character that she was my first D&D character ever, and I tend to put her into every single game that I run or every campaign that I run. Her name is Poxy, and she is a little drow artificer, but she only works with teeth. So like she would
with teeth.
with teeth. So she, when in like the
It's like
actual
so many lines in
campaign,
bell sheets.
Yeah.
but in the actual campaign that she was in, like she would like collect the teeth of everything that the party killed and stuff. And then in my campaigns that I run as a DM, she has Poxy's Teeth Emporium, where she makes magic items out of teeth that the party brings her from their adventures and stuff. And eventually I want to kind of get like a little like internet shop up and running with it, with like little trinkets and stuff. But I also want to eventually someday publish a Poxy's Teeth Emporium book that is going to be a campaign, because the shop that she has, because I put it in every campaign, I just always call it like, it's like a TARDIS, like it can go anywhere.
I have one of those too.
Oh, that's awesome. But so I want to make basically a campaign that you could put in any setting, because it's revolved around this emporium that can be anywhere, and about like the adventures of traveling different dimensions through this teeth emporium and stuff. So one day I will publish that. It will probably be one of the last things I publish, because it's going to take forever, but that's a thing that one day I will do.
For mine, this guy sometimes shows up in your dreams to sell you stuff, and you'll wake up and there it is. It's run by a tabaxi named Meatloaf.
Amazing.
I had just rewatched Rocky Horror when I introduced this PC.
Rocky Horror freaked me out for some reason. I don't know why.
Rocky Horror Fox, it's so good. You have to go to a live showing. I remember taking one of my straight friends, Hayden, who had always wanted to see it, and I kept telling him I was going to take him. Then I was visiting him and his wife in North Carolina, and I just happened to be visiting the one weekend a month that his town was doing Rocky Horror, and that was it's a great bonding experience.
That sounds very fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There was something else I was going to say. I don't remember. What were we just talking about? I would like to write a book of all the different lemons I've played, and how you can put those in the campaign.
Yes. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Patreon just for that.
Yes.
I think if you just write up little NPC stuff, here are the different lemons you can have in your campaign. Here's Lula Monk. Here's Lemon Sour. Here's Joshua Lemon Tree, etc., etc.
Have you ever played a character that did not have lemon in it?
The very first character I ever played, his name
was Lime. Please say it was Lime.
No, his name was Aeth, which was an acronym for Alluring Exotic Twisted Hero. It's a line from an Eve 6 song.
Okay.
It's reincarnation. He was a rogue. He used battle fans. This wasn't like official D&D, but like a hack system my friend Dave came up with. And then after that, all my characters lemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
It's
It's
my
a good
brand.
question to ask, though.
In every AP I've seen, it's lemon centered, and they're kind of a serial killer.
Not true. Okay, name all these serial killers. We were gonna wrap up. But no,
the first time I watched Misfits, Citron bit off someone's head and was like, every time she is reincarnated, I bite off her head.
Not every time. It was just for like a few times, and it was to save her from Strahd, but also to piss off Strahd.
But that's a serial killer pattern. If you're going after someone of the same type and killing them constantly.
But like, it was also to, you know what? I just sound creepy and not great now.
Yeah. And then the other time was when you were in Candela on Johnny's channel. And you did a whole autopsy.
Because life is ruined.
Dr. Callum Blacklemon, who I did not mean to give off serial killer vibes, but that just kind of happened.
But it happened.
Okay, so that's twice. Who else is there? Okay. Lug Lamont in Castleton is not a serial killer. He is just a sweet.
He's only been in one scene.
Yeah, if you want to tell AJ that
I'm gonna tell AJ he's
puts
a
me in
secret
episodes,
killer.
I'll turn my character into a serial killer.
I'm just gonna go in on the website and just write it myself. Just be like secret
Please,
serial killer.
please. Okay, on that, let's wrap up.
Sorry, I need dinner. I'm hungry.
No, you're fine. I shouldn't be talking about my serial killer. Oh my god. So
No, you're totally fine.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
thinking
You
back
are
to all the
fine.
triggers I've played now.
I've also
like,
seen you play a boss on Triangle Agency.
Oh, I love dinner.
So
Oh yeah, Johnny
That's-
Citrus.
yeah.
Magical Boy Lemon Drop was also kind of, he wasn't a serial killer, but he was an interesting alien. Anyway, let's wrap up. Jenel, tell us who you are, plug your long list
Sure.
of things.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jenel, or Boss Jellybean, all over the internet. And I'm here to plug that on July 26th, Three Quills Publishing, which is me, Johnny from Talking XP, and Andy from Margot Mods Games, are going to be publishing a Kickstarter for Candela Obscura called the Candela Nomicon #1, Mr. Nightfall. That is going to be launched during Candela Obscura Week by Darrington Press, and I'm very excited about that. I'm also going to plug Castleton by Winter's Tales, which is a huge Bridgerton meets Hunger Games, 150-person involved TTRPG extravaganza that is running until about July 27th. And when we are having our mid-season finale, and then picking back up on November 2nd. And we do that every Saturday, so tomorrow's a new episode. And also on my personal channel, I am the DM of Fey Dark Eclipse, which is 2 different adventuring parties fighting the same big bad evil guy from 2 different planes of reality, the Shadowfell and the Feywild, an all-female and non-binary cast. And yeah. That's everything.
Right. On.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll talk about what's happening. No, actually, you can talk about what's next happening on World 5 because it's all about you.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I guess the next 2 weeks actually are.
Well, technically next week the mostest because it's your game. Anyways, my name is On, also known as Onduin. I'm the creator of Roll D5, and you can find me everywhere as Onduin. Monday nights, you can find me with Tales of Initiative playing Foxmoth, who is recently having some memory problems. Oh shit. So is my character on Tuesdays with Anka Crit. Or not on Anka Crit, sorry.
Did we find a new character archetype for you?
Apparently!
Problems?
Yeah, that was your character on the RPG where we played Quest.
Okay, so that's the real character
Oh my
archetype.
gosh.
More than I played a serial killer.
Okay. You know what?
So
You can have that. Yeah. That checks out. Anyways, so on Monday, 5 we play Foxmoth, who's recently having memory problems with Tales of Initiative. On Tuesdays, you can find me on Fox and Quill with a whole bunch of wonderful people as I play Belle in Evandale, also known as our Mutvia campaign. My character and Erin, my laundry's character, are basically soul intertwined, and we had a really beautiful moment in our last game, and I'm so excited I have to show this. My character has a journal that she writes in to start like remembering things and remembering and then just remembering things. And in our last game, everybody was kind of talking about Belle, kind of like, we should take her to a library. We think she would like that. Where does she come from? What's going on? Because she just came out of the ground alive again. Like a daisy. Oh, no, the snow. What daisies? And so their souls are kind of intertwined in a way that they speak to each other almost through music and dreams. And so she just randomly will talk about herself as we, because she believes they're so intertwined. So she said along the lines of, she's my music, she's my dreams. And SJ has a full language that he's written, so I translated it in his Mutvian language, my dreams and my music, into his language, and I'm going to get it tattooed on me when the campaign is over.
That's intense.
Love it so much. But that's where you'll find me on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Roll D5, and then occasionally on other channels. But yeah, that's me. Anyways, Mika, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. I'm the co-creator of Roll D5. I'm a Brazilian-American TTRPG AP player. Yeah, the easiest way you can catch me like right this moment at any time is over on The Heart is a Dungeon Season 2, a podcast run by Rara, where I play a fae who is a corvid named Lala Lemon, and he smokes.
Oh, I forgot one.
I love
When
that.
you're done, can I go back?
No,
Okay.
just do it right now.
You can also catch me on Ain't Got Crit with Justin as well, playing VTM with my sus, sexy, British accented Lilith. That's it.
You can also catch me on Mondays on Talking XP, Ravenloft Misfits with Johnny. Starting this month, you can catch me on Entropy Emporium on Fridays, playing Weird Wild War, where I will be playing a Warforged paladin who is discovering himself that he's not necessarily that they are not necessarily made for war, and discovering things like gender, etc. Yeah. Let's see what you can catch me Wednesdays over on Wanderer's Haven, soon to be with Jenel.
Oh yeah.
Playing for the Horde of the Dragon Queen, where I play Lemon Zest, who was just forced by Tiamat to become full-on warlock instead of artificer. This is a great moment.
I flipped out when you posted that. You don't understand. I'm obsessed with Tiamat. Like,
Tiamat.
I have all the Archon, the cool stuff like up here, and I have a Tiamat cosplay, and she's my favorite ever of all the TTRPG gods. So like when I saw that, and you were like, "Do you want to be in the cult?" And I was like, "I do." I do very badly want to be in this cult. Okay, sorry. Yes.
You can also catch me on Lost Caravan. I'm not in a running game for them, but I'm on there like at least twice a month. I'm going to be on there 4 times this month, because they keep casting me. If they keep casting me, I'm going to keep coming back, baby. And then finally, you can catch me this upcoming Wednesday playing. These next 2 Wednesdays, I'll be GMing on Roll D5. First is Do Corvid Be Destructive, which is a one-shot about being a Corvid and destroying anti-bird architecture. I wrote this.
Wrote the game. Sorry, I thought you weren't going to mention that, and so I was going to force you to take credit.
You can find this on my itch, which you can find through my beacons, which you can find on my social media, either Goggleboy over on Twitter or Mika_Macintosh on Threads. You can find it through Roll D5. Also, after that, we'll be playing the first adventure of Andy's 5e supplement.
Oh yeah.
Murders at Lurlock Manor, Out of Time.
Yeah.
And that's all of my stuff. That was very overstuffed. So, stuff, food. I'm gonna get me some cheese, a nice charcuterie, if you will. Jenel. Also, thank you, Nat20, for doing tech for us.
Yeah.
And we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid?
We're gonna raid Ladies of Lore.
Ooh.
Work.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Slay.
Until Wednesday.
Until Wednesday.
Bye, buddy. Match your class.
What was that?
I did a fake shot glass.
You did the fake shot class. That's good. Oh no, it's still.
Yeah.